5 at 10 starts right now.
Now on WKRG News 5.
A tragic end to the search for a missing 12-year-old girl. Now authorities are on the hunt for who killed her. Plus, a local store clerk tells News 5 about her terrifying encounter with an armed man who pointed a gun in her face and demanded cash. And prosecutors portray comedian Bill Cosby as anything but a funny man on the first day of his sexual assault trial.
From WKRG News 5, the Gulf Coast news leader, the news starts now.
Hello, and thanks for joining us. I'm Mel Shaw.
And I'm Devin Walsh, and tonight for Roseanne Haven. First on 5, the body of missing 12-year-old Naomi Jones has been found. That today from the Escambia County Sheriff's Office.
They say they discovered her body in a Pensacola creek near Ashland Avenue and Detroit Street. News 5's Haley Minogue joins us now live, and she begins our team coverage tonight in Pensacola. Haley, I know a difficult night for Naomi's family.
Mel and Devin, tonight on Ashland Boulevard in Detroit, family members yelled out in pain. They wept, they held each other close, and they bowed their heads in prayer. The night was especially tough, as you'll see, for Naomi Jones's father. Now investigators still on the scene, working into the evening, trying to figure out what happened to that 12-year-old girl.
It's now my duty to report to you and confirm that we have found Naomi. We found her this afternoon. The report came into my office just a little bit after 4 p.m. today that there was a body found off of Ashland in Detroit in 8 Mile Creek, which initially fit the description of Naomi.
They must have how what you talking about.
The body of the 12-year-old was recovered from the creek Monday afternoon. What was a search and rescue becomes a homicide investigation.
We have reason to believe through all the activities that have occurred over the last 5 days that we now have sufficient information to pursue some individuals who are persons of interest, who may be involved not only in the disappearance of Naomi, but might quite possibly be involved with her homicide.
In a time where many questions linger, Sheriff Morgan says knowing why this happened is not his concern.
I'm a sheriff. I'm a law enforcement officer. I don't care why. You've killed one of my citizens. Okay? That's all I'm concerned with. I leave the whys to the psychologists and the scriptwriters. Okay? We want to solve this crime and bring to justice the person that took Naomi's life.
We spoke with a public information officer at the sheriff's office in the last few hours. They told us they don't have any new information to release tonight, but they hope to have more in the morning. We'll have live coverage then. For now, live in Pensacola, I'm Haley Minogue, News 5.
Thanks, Haley. A prayer service for Naomi was held tonight at Olive Baptist Church in Pensacola. As soon as many family, friends, and community members heard the news, they flocked to the church for a vigil to remember the young girl. The church had been the center of search efforts and served as a gathering place for many volunteers over the last few days. Tonight, many sought comfort as they tried to come to terms with why this young girl was killed.
The discovery of Naomi's body came almost days exactly after she was last seen at her apartment on East Johnson Avenue. News 5's Peter Albrecht joins us now live in the studio to take us through the last 5 days.
Mel, 5 days. Several local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies, dozens of officers, hundreds of volunteer searchers, and thousands of prayers, all in an effort to find one 12-year-old girl.
So it's now my sad duty to report to you and confirm that we have found Naomi.
The announcement by the sheriff this afternoon ended a 5-day search for the missing 12-year-old girl.
My son calls me and says, Mom, Naomi is nowhere to be found.
Naomi Jones was last seen on Wednesday.
I just want my baby back. Naomi, if you're watching this, I just want you to come back home. Mama, I miss you so much.
Law enforcement, individuals, and the missing child group Class Kids all took part in the search.
Continue to share, continue to show her picture around. You know, if you can't get out and physically walk down your street with cell phone in hand, you know, showing her picture.
Volunteers hoping for the best.
And sometimes the outcome is not so good, but this outcome we want it to be the best that we could have it as, and that's for her to be safe.
But the days quickly go by with no news.
24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours.
We've conducted 300 interviews, 30 search warrants.
But no sign of Naomi, her mother, desperate.
Nothing will ever replace my daughter.
And finally, the discovery this afternoon that her mother and all of us were hoping and praying would not happen. Sheriff Morgan says the search started with a 1-mile radius, went to 2 miles and then 3 miles. Naomi's body was discovered today about 4 miles from where she disappeared. Peter Albrecht, News 5.
Thanks, Pete. News 5's Chad Petrie will continue to follow this story and have the latest developments on Naomi Jones. Join him tomorrow for live reports on News 5 morning beginning at 4:30.
We have